r/AskReddit. Your date is a 10. But it has one thing you don't like that is enough to make you lose interest, walk away. What would that thing be? Alcoholism. Smoking cigarettes. Lived with smokers for most of my life and I've grown to absolutely hate it. You wanna smoke weed? Hit a fat dab or whatever it is they do these days. Sure. Be my guest, but if you smoke a cigarette, or come back smelling like you did, our date is over. If she's a member of the clan then I'll be leaving skid marks. I don't care how gorgeous you are, if you don't have a good sense of humor I'm going to have to pass. All about attitude. I've seen 9s drop to 3s just by opening their mouth. Them long-ass fake fingernails. Can't stand them things. An inkling that he might become dangerous or aggressive. If she doesn't secretly want a home in the middle of nowhere with Claymore Roomba guards in. Sprinklers with gasoline in them. They lie about everything. If they clearly know they're a 10 and believe everyone around them, including me, should be grateful they are gracing us with their physical perfection. They litter. They did a long, drawn-out, expensive divorce just to punish their ex. Literally if she was not a nice person. Kids. I never dated women with kids, just a personal preference. A date that is controlling is an immediate turn-off for me. I do not want to feel like I am on a leash. I value my freedom as much as the air that I breathe. They hurt animals or children. If you're willing to hurt someone that can't defend themselves then I don't want to be associated with you at all. Racism, homophobia, other overt prejudice, willful ignorance, strong belief in unsubstantiated fantasy, nonsense. These three, while they don't have to exist together, can all kind of be grouped under worldview. Wait, what made this person a so-called 10 in the first place? And why are we even quantifying a person's appeal numerically? If the air mean to animals is rude, white supremacist, she could be Carmen Electra hot, and I would nope TF out of there. Smoker. Doesn't know how to do basic living things dishes, laundry, etc. A heroin addiction. They think the earth is flat. Listen. It's a symptom of a bigger problem of not thinking critically. It's little things like that which really show you how somebody tackles facts. Eating from my plate smiley face. Finger snapping at wait staff or whistling at cashiers to try to get their attention instead of speaking to them. Do not do that to anyone. 0 personality. They rave on about QAnon. Asking me for money literally the same day. I don't need to imagine. This has happened way too many times. Eats with their mouth open. Peace out. They smoke. Flat earther. She doesn't have to be a genius, but I'm definitely not dating someone that's stupid. They're rude to waitstaff. They are condescending. Or they have an ego problem and that goes both ways for me. Chewing with their mouth open. If they repeatedly make fun of me in front of their friends and say they are just kidding. Flat out obsession with anime. It's okay to like it and all, but having a obsession so far to where it takes over your entire life, personality is a major nope. History of cheating. I'm not going to be with someone I can't trust, and in my eyes they're a POS, so it's hard to care about them. My dad always said that to him. A girl who smoked got an automatic 10-point deduction. Pretty looks eventually fade, but sincerity and selflessness age like fine wine. As someone who looks to the future, I'd rather have the qualities that stay. It's getting easier and easier to find attractive-looking people, be them man or woman. But sincerity is a quality I see less and less these days. Also table manners. If you start eating spaghetti with your hands, the deal's off. I actually had a date do this to the horror of me and everyone around at Olive Garden. Anti-women's rights. Anti-gay rights. Anti-minority rights. Anti-animals. Is mean. makes mean jokes and laughs them off, constantly annoying me, shapeshifts, narcissism, brags about using people, or implies they use people. I literally had a guy friend who was expressing romantic interest in me in that moment. No less. Once talk about how he used people for fun, sex. And in that moment my brain was like, yeah, no. Drop this supposed friend, and this was after years of friendship. There are so many other examples too. Basically, an ugly heart is the quickest way to make me lose interest. Anti-vax are super religious. Constantly has to explain why they are not racist. She's perfect in absolutely every way. I really want to talk about Jesus. Being on their phone the whole time. Subtle racism in conversation. Chewing loudly, smacking their food. Can't it? Not worth the rest of whatever they've got going on. If they are rude to the waiter, waitress, automatic deal breaker. Mean to animals. Being mean to everyone including me because the only thing he likes in life is himself. Edit. Women are concerned too. I wrote he automatically because I was talking off experience. Looking down on someone just because they work a minimum wage job. Littering. Smelling bad. Signs they treat animals or other people badly. Spitting on the ground. Smoking. Etc. etc. Lots of things really. That poison of Bill Gates is not going into my veins. 1. It's not poison. 2. It's not made by Bill. 3. It's injected into a muscle. This is just one example. But this level of dumbness will make me tune out real fast. They make fun of people with physical and/or mental disabilities. Edit. Grammar. If they were a neo-Nazi. Just a big fat nope as soon as it becomes apparent. Non-political. Chewing and swelling loudly enough that I can always hear it. If they push their religious viewpoints on me, there will be no second date. It's one thing to discuss and share points of view. But when it turns into, repent or you'll burn for eternity, I'm gone. Once a man started singing to me on our first date after asking me if like Disney, then saying really intensely that I know the woman I end up with will love Disney as much as I do. Then he started singing A Whole New World really loudly in the restaurant we were in, and everybody was staring, and the waitress ran over and told him he needed to stop as he was disturbing other tables. And his response? These people are lucky they aren't having to pay for a performance like this. If I could have melted under the table I would have. I actually put my mask back on just to be as unrecognizable as possible. I left before our food came and he actually tried to run after me and kiss me. I like Disney. I don't like crazy people. I've shared this before. But one time I went out on a first date with this girl I met online. I thought she was very attractive and we had so much common that I thought she was perfect. In addition to that, we seemed to hit off well through texts. So I figured this date would go well. We're at this bar and she suggests we play a people watching game where we try to make up backstories for the other people there. I thought it sounded fun. Especially since I played a similar game with friends on the train sometimes. Plus it felt like a good icebreaker to get us talking. Well, she managed to take all the fun out the game by being ridiculously cruel in all her assumptions for no real reason at all. It felt like she was projecting issues she had onto these people. Like one guy was sitting at the bar alone. Could have been waiting for someone. You never know. But because he was alone, he was a fucking loser with no friends that hates his life. Completely. Killed the mood and I lost all interest in her after that. I just couldn't see myself going on a second date with someone like that. Even if she checked all other boxes. Victim mindset about everything. They only talk about themselves and have no interest in anything I say. I'd rather not date a narcissist. I went on a date once with a guy who started flirting with a waitress in front of me. Who was 2 decades younger than him and visibly uncomfortable. Edit. I am 30. Dude is 45-ish. Waitress was probably early 20s. She was not our waitress, but she worked near our section. He kept commenting on her ass to me, as a poor attempt to bond with me because I am bi. Then he called her over. Reminder. She was not our waitress. To ask her where she bought her jeans because they look so nice. She smiled awkwardly, said thanks, and left. Reminder to all those who seem to have forgotten. Waiters' livelihoods are based on tips. Meaning they are required to be nice to you. If you think they're flirting back, get a grip. Not much going on upstairs. She's addicted to IG. I dumped a woman for this reason. It was so annoying. The phone was in my face for everything we did together. Vastly different political viewpoint. It's not even that I can't take other points of view. I've got plenty of friends that fall across the entire political spectrum, but in a romantic relationship, if we have fundamentally different worldviews, it's not gonna work out in the long run. She smells. Prejudice, bigotry is unacceptable. I won't even be their friend, much less date them. There are so many things that a 10 appearance won't negate that it is impossible to list them all. But I would start with unintelligence. Rude. Brutally honest. Racist. There are just too many things that looks don't cure. Lip injections. Smoking cigarettes, being a Karen, and no sense of humor. Their laugh is annoying. Petty, I know, but that's a hard pass. Says, like, after every other word. Like totally no thanks. You have to convert to my religion if you want this to be serious. Fuck that, I'm out. If they were a racist. She listened to nothing but Neil Diamond. Like nothing at all. I mean, I like ND just fine, but she had like 200 tapes and records of nothing but Neil Diamond. Nothing else, nothing. If she's 10, that's enough of a reason for me to get the hell out of there and call her parents. Jokes aside, being very jealous of any interaction I have with other girls. Had a girlfriend that would look through my Facebook account and question me on any girls I had on there. Not making that mistake again. Instagram influencer. Have to be either their political views. Ones that are based on religion or hate don't roll with me. Or bad hygiene. They want an open relationship. Nothing against it for people who want to be in one. But I am purely monogamous. It's happened before. I had a summer fling with a really attractive woman who was definitely GF material. The problem was, to her, there were 3 kinds of people in the world. People who wanted to be her. People who were jealous of her. And people who were out to sabotage her. I had to dip. Referring to themselves or the people around them as numbers. They came 30 minutes late and didn't even apologize. Bigotry. Talking shit about other people to make themselves look good. Any sort of racist, homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic or any other related bullshit is a see you later goodbye from me. Reading is for morons. This was the shortest date I have ever been on. Left her sitting at the table before we ordered. She probably wouldn't have been able to read the menu anyways. Being a Nazi, spiritual anti-vax, bleach cures autism, kind of person. Y'all can go F yourself. Calling themselves a 10. Rude towards waiter. Pushy with their religion on others. Flat earther, Holocaust denier. There's lots of things I could think of. Looks don't mean anything to me if the personality and kindness aren't there. Being disrespectful to me and anyone who has not disrespected him. Subscribe for more content.